Please excuse us. We're having technical difficulties. We will be back with you in a moment. Thank you.
Been dealing with, and the quick fixes, you'll be able to get past them unparalleled to anything else. And we're going to look a little bit further, because the Bible declares in verse number 30 that hereafter I will not talk much with you. God is saying, look, I didn't explain everything. He's saying, for the prince of this world coming. Who is that prince? The one that's trying to get something on Jesus. But he's going to come check me out, but he have nothing in me. Which means he cannot match who I am and who I am in your life. And then he said, arise and let us go hence. So what is God doing? He's setting up arrangements to get you and I from point A to point B. The it comes for a reason. What was the reason why it came? What was its primary focus? To bring fear, to bring lockdown, to bring control, to bring dissidence in your life. And there you are, locked inside that box. God is saying, okay, I'm breaking the mold off of you, because you've been in that season long enough, Abraham. You've been in that season long enough, Sarah. You've been in that season long enough, Lot. Lot almost lost a lot. Even his life. Some folks worrying about getting the car, going to the car lot. No. You'll get that. You just get a lot of what God is saying to you. Okay? Now, we're going to look a little bit further, because I'm excited about what God is doing. And what I want to do is look at a very powerful story. And it's the story of Samson and Delilah. Good one, isn't it? The reason why is because it deals with one of the greatest love stories in the Bible, besides David and Bathsheba. You know, David had a big hit. We don't talk about that, but we'll deal with that in another subject. But now we see this happening. Now let's look at the reason of a thing. Because what God is doing, he's releasing you into the climatic order, oh God, I hear this, that he has set and ordained for your life without failure, without downfall, and bringing you out of the pitfalls of life. He's saying that turnaround is inevitable. It must take place. So in the book of Judges, we will see that in Judges chapter number 16, and in verse number 4, the Bible declares, and it came to pass. There it is again, that word it. We can't get away from it. It's throughout the Bible. It's throughout the Bible. All of the it. And it came to pass. What is the it now? Coming down through. How many of y'all remember the story of Seabiscuit? Seabiscuit had an it. That's the story of a horse. It's a movie. And he had an it in his life. And his it was another horse by the name of War Admiral. War Admiral, he was this tall, 17-something hand, high horse. He was this black and pretty, and he was the stallion that was built to run with the wind. War Admiral. Oh, he was bad. But Seabiscuit had something inside of him. He came out of the wind, wheezing, couldn't even hardly breathe, because he probably ate biscuits from the sea. But nevertheless, there was somebody that believed in him. You know the story. Well, get to the point. I am. All of a sudden, there's this big race that comes up. Seabiscuit is beating these other guys. But this big race comes up, which they're going to run one-on-one, Seabiscuit and War Admiral. But this horse had an it, and the owner had an it. Here's what happened. When the race got ready to take off, there was a word of wisdom that came to the rider. He said, put Seabiscuit right up beside War Admiral. And he said, let him run neck and neck with him. And when you get towards the end of the finish line, kick him in, because he's going to hit another gear. But the thing I want you to do is run Seabiscuit beside War Admiral so he will break down his wheel. Seabiscuit's it was War Admiral, but he knew that if he can run harder and longer and stronger and stay with his it, he could defeat it at the finish line. You have got to wear it down until you break its wheel and defeat everything it's tried to do to you. And once that takes place, then God makes a difference in your life and in my life. So let's look at this. The Bible declares in the book of Judges, chapter number 16, and it came to pass afterward. Why does it always happen afterward? There's the reason, season. That he loved a woman, talking about Samson, in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. Isn't it amazing that his it was the fact that he loved the woman that came out of a valley of Sorek, you know? And you got people that love people that came out of a valley. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you got the right thing out of the valley. So there's the situation coming up. And all of a sudden, we will see the story take a turn, because now we're going to see that it's coming to pass that the Philistines are coming upon God's people. And we see that Delilah is saying something to Samson, and she tells him in verse number 6, tell me, I pray thee, wherein lieth thy great strength? She have a reason for wanting his strength. What is it that she wants? What is the motive behind somebody wanting to know your weakness? Actually, she's not asking to know his strength. She's asking to know his weakness. Because his weakness is in his strength. Well, explain that, Prophet Johnson. It is very simple. Okay? His weakness is in his strength. Why? Because his weakness is in the fact that his strength lies in his weakness. Explain that again. How can his strength lie in his weakness? His strength lies in his weakness because his weakness is the woman. But at the same time his strength lies in his weakness, the woman had the power to give him strength or take it away. Because he loved the woman that came out of the valley. Be careful who you're dating that comes out of a valley. All of a sudden, she presses him for this information. And when she presses him for this information, finally, somewhere down the line, we'll see that he's going to give in because of everything that she is saying. The Bible declares in verse number 16, and it came to pass when she pressed him daily. Each and every day, something in your life is trying to press you with what? With her words. The it in his life was his love for her and the words that she had for him. But the motive, the reason behind it all was to sell out his strength because of something that he loved. But she did not love him the same way, so he had to deal with the it that came into his life based upon the reason, but it was not based upon the true love of God. It was based upon the metaphorical idea of a platonic relationship that did not have the backings of God behind it. And if it doesn't have his backing, you're not dealing with truth. So this turn of events is taking place, and he's getting weak because of his love. And she's twisting him and turning him after taking gates in the city. Catching all the foxes. He's a smart man with all that strength and all that long hair. My God. If I wouldn't have cut my hair, it probably would be just as long as Solomon today. Maybe that's why God still giving me the strength. Well, I saw him. Okay, so therefore we'll see in verse number 16, and it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words, because it's going to use words to press and urge. Press and urge. Words press and urge. Do not allow words press and urge to come your way, to break down your stamina and to stop your ability. Fastest 30 minutes in broadcast. We're halfway there. You still got time. Call a friend. Tell them to log on. Say, hey, Prophet Johnson on. He's talking about dealing with the its of life. And the word of the Lord is sure enough good. Better than homemade apple pie. And the Lord is allowing him to see that based upon what God is doing, he is releasing, thank you, excuse me. Somebody right now, the Lord is releasing for you what he's called now time. Somebody, the Lord, a person watching, the Lord saying, no, don't be in a hurry. Don't you move too quick. Oh no, chill. Don't pack no bags, chill. Don't be in a hurry. He's working it out for you. Oh yes, he is. He's dealing with it because your heart now is turning in the right place. Somebody, I hear the Lord saying, job. Somebody, the Lord saying, you're concerned about a job being released or lost concerning postal, somewhere in that area. The Lord is saying, chill, don't worry, because he's getting ready to double your salary. Or it's going to start from what you're making now and go from that to another half of that. Indeed, he's going to double it. And I hear the word 6 months' time. Wow. Someone has a child, and that child is very special. He's smart. And the Lord is saying this child has got to come out of regular classes with the other children, because in less than about 3 months' time, or before school is out, the Lord is getting ready to break through barriers in this young child's life. And before next year get here, his grades are going to be increasing. There's a person that's been dealing with a kidney infection. The Lord is bringing healing right now. Somebody, I hear the Lord saying wheelchair. You're in a wheelchair. And the Lord is giving you strength in your knees, and you're going to be coming up out of that wheelchair. Somebody, cataracts falling off your eyes right now. Somebody left the job, and you're going to be called back to the job. And they're going to give you an option. I heard the word option. And he said everything that you're dealing with right now is just to practice you for the better things that are coming in life. There's a person right now, oh my God, the Lord is saying to tell you that he is using this message to unlock love in your life like never before, so that you will be able to have the pleasure and the freedom to know what he have done for you and whom he have chosen for you, and to give you the benefit of his purposes. He's saying because you waited your time and you vied for time. Oh, wow. Somebody up in here, you have been lost, my God, for a long time. You've been lost in a dead, dry, old relationship for so long. And Lord, it's been just like some of the church folks. They can't even get a breakthrough. My Lord, some folks been in the church longer than the woman that had the issue of blood and still couldn't get a breakthrough. The woman with the issue of blood got a breakthrough after 12 years. Surely you ought to get a breakthrough after 12 years. Goodness gracious. This is 2013. That's a revelation. Here it comes. Here it comes. Wow. After 12 years, she got a breakthrough. That means in 2013, the issues in the life of many, I hear the Lord saying this year, the issue that's in the lives of many people are going to be healed like never before, and he's going to remove the issues of blood of your it that have been draining you out for the last 12 years. 25 people. You need to sow a seed. You need to call in. You need to donate into this ministry what God is laying on your heart. 5 people, I hear the Lord saying, sow a seed of $500 into this ministry. And he will bring to pass what he's saying in your life complete in less than 7 months. That means before the 7th month of this year get here, the Lord will have completed and broken into your life what you need to bring completion. Somebody right now is saying, Prophet Johnson, tell me the one thing. The Lord is saying, yes, your son is coming home. He will be loose from the prison and from the prisons of life. And I hear the Lord saying, carrying the gospel. There's a person concerned about a person that they are in relationship with, and it's based upon future marriage, and the Lord is saying that there are some things going to work. And I want you to know, I may be speaking to one person in one aspect, another in another aspect, but the name of that last person, the Lord is saying to tell you that he has already given you something, and if you know that God has given you something, trust him with what he's given you with. Why is the name so important? Because it starts with Jesus. J. So in the midst of that, the Lord is releasing for you a now area in life based upon promises. We have got to hurry. Fasted 30 minutes in broadcast. Y'all need to continue to tell someone, hey, check them out. Watch him. Check them out. Sign in, log in, check them out on Living Strong. The word of the Lord is coming forth. I've got to hurry because I've got to read a little bit more so that I can minister to a few more people. But we will find out that the story goes on. That after a while, Samson eventually gave in. And we found out that the strength that he had was overtaken. And when Delilah, in verse number 18, saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called. Once the it gets your heart, you don't never let nobody know everything about you. No. I heard somebody say to me one time, well, they know everything about me. Well, you just gave up all your strength. You don't have no weapons to fight with. My God, at least keep one secret. At least keep the secret that you like Cheetos and you like to eat them at 3 o'clock in the morning when ain't nobody around. You don't have to tell them that. Just eat your bag of Cheetos at night at 3 o'clock in the morning and brush your teeth. All right. So, and when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistine. God, don't do that to me. Oh, don't tell me to tell you everything that you didn't know about me and then turn me into my enemy. That's what she did. Her reasons was to turn him over to the Philistines. The seasons, how long it took to do it. And we know what the story says. And they got Samson, plucked his eyes out. And then Samson began to cry unto his God when they cut his hair and took away his strength and threw him in the dungeon and put him around the wheel. And now he's under the whip of the taskmasters because number one, it or the it in your life, first thing it will do is take your strength. The second thing it will do is take your sight. Lifetime. And then after that, he cried out to his God, and the story goes that God heard him. But they didn't realize that just because they cut his hair, that they didn't kill his strength. How, Prophet Johnson? Because his hair grew back. And upon it growing back, his heart grew back. And when his heart grew back, he said, God, I love you more than I love my it. And I love you more than I love the world. I cannot see because my strength is gone for the reason. I cannot have strength because the strength is gone for the season. But I know I've got to return back to my lifetime, and that's what you promised me when I was growing up, that you would never leave me nor forsake me. And then all of a sudden his hair grew back. Oh, I feel that coming in. He began to get his strength back. You remember how the Grinch stole Christmas? I wish I had time to tell that story. Oh, but my time is running out. Fastest 30 minutes in broadcast coming your way. Somebody's legs that's been short, one shorter than the other. I see that leg growing out tonight. You're going to have a testimony. God is healing that leg and causing growth to take place. But the Grinch stole Christmas. And all of a sudden, his heart got lifted up because he heard a good song, them singing, and that couldn't kill the glory. So he took back everything he stole. But the story of Samson goes, he said, Lord, strengthen me once more and put me between those two pillars. Those pillars are called the pillar ground of truth. One is called truth, and the other one is called faith. One is called trust, and the other one is called faith. Truth and trust deals with faith. So when his strength came back, he said, let me die with the Philistines. And so therefore, he killed more in his death than he did in his life. Because even though he could not see, he believed in God enough that if I can return to you, because it had destroyed me, it will take you to a point to where it will destroy you until the only thing you have to do is get back to your God. Whatever your it may be an issue, it may be a habit, it may be a relationship. I don't want to have to keep naming. But my time is running out. Fastest 30 minutes in broadcast. We're drilling it home. Pick up that phone. Give us a call. Say, I'm going to be one of the first 25 to sow, and I'm going to obey God. The blessing for you right now that God's got for you. And this is the blessing of the Lord for his people. And I've got to hurry because my time is running out. But it comes out of the book of Joel. Listen to this. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope. He's going to be your hope of his people. You are his people. And the strength of the children of Israel. Samson's getting it back now. So shall you know. No, you're going to know that I am who? The great I am. The Lord your God dwelling in Zion, your house. My holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy. Watch this. And there shall no stranger pass through her anymore. And it shall come to pass. Here's the good part. Your blessing. Listen to this. And it, what? The it that God's got for you. The it that God's got for you. And it shall come to pass. The blessing of the Lord. Make it rich and added no sorrow to it. Oh, the fastest 30 minutes in broadcast is going right before your eyes. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow night. Hurry, prophet. Hurry. Watch this. And it shall come to pass in that day. What day? The day that you're delivered. Wow. I thank God for delivering me from my it. And now I got to stay away from it. Help me to stay away from it. And everybody else that's listening. And the mountain shall drop down. We got to pick this up tomorrow night. New wine. New wine. Could you imagine God giving you new wine? You've been drinking from the same old cup. The it cup. That's bitter. Sorry old stuff. You know. Goodness gracious. and the hills flow with milk, and the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters of the fountains that come forth from the house of the Lord, in the waters of the valley of Jesup. Oh, I've got to stop there. My time is up. And I've got to pray for the people. Father, I pray for everyone that's watching, for each and every heart that this broadcast is going out to. I know I didn't get a chance to minister to you all, but God, that you would continue to bless them and lift them up. Somebody, God, is saying paradise, and I'm not talking about death, I'm talking about life. He's saying, I want to take you there, because the best of your life is yet to come. And I pray for the strength of the families, that this word would resonate, and that you will give them the benefit. And I hear the Lord saying, benefits within this time, within this season, within this year, within this hour, now. And that you would allow peace to come into their life. And I bind the works of the enemy, and I come against every stronghold, that there shall no evil befall thee, neither any plague come near their dwelling. For you give your beloved rest, and when you give your beloved rest, you give them peace. And I speak that into the life of each and every person that is watching Living Strong Television Network. And we ask that you be a giver. Sow a seed, take time and say, tonight, God, I'm going to do this. If you don't send but a $30 seed, no seed is too small. Even a $2 seed, no seed is too small. It'll pay for the stamp when you get here. All I got to say is, hey guys, and everybody watching, that's my time. Thank you for yours. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.